Nature is a great teacher in giving us examples of how things actually are. You may not think that way, but nature isn't wrong about it. If I say, here's some seeds of garlic chives, right? So these are seeds. There's seeds in there in that seed head. So here's some seed of milkweed, common milkweed, and there's a seed here. You see each of those brown ones is a seed. So have you ever seen how a plant gets started, how seeds germinate? I don't want to be a spoiler, so after my video, go watch this bean time-lapse video on G-Face channel. It's perfect to see the two phases. Have you ever thought, oh yeah, you know, it does what it does? Yes, but it does what it does as a great example for ideas. Because I like to say seeds are really the exact same situation as an idea. So when you first have an idea, well, there's a seed there. You see, even something like an apple. Inside that apple, there are seeds. So there's potential there. But if you take these seeds and you put them in a tin box for 25 years, are you going to have any of these seeds grow in that tin box? Well, probably not. If you put them inside, no, nothing will come of these seeds. So these seeds have potential, but that's not realized. If you take these seeds then and plant them, and one of the best examples is the parable of the sower who went out to sow, and you know, some seeds fell on hard ground and they sprouted and nothing came of them. They came up and they dried up in the sun. Another group of those seeds fell and the weeds came up and choked them out. There was a first one. And then one group of them fell on good soil and they germinated and they produced 30, 60, or 100-fold. So the potential is there. It doesn't mean it's realized. But what I most like about seeds as an example for an idea is when a seed first germinates, and if I put these seeds here if I were to put these seeds, let's say right in this hole here, and well, all those seeds, that could give me, I don't want the milkweed, but the garlic chives, those seeds, when next spring comes around and they germinate, they have what I call two phases. There is a private phase, which means you don't see anything happening. You think, oh, nothing's growing, nothing's coming out. Something's going on, you just don't see it. So in a private phase, for every seed, and therefore for any idea, there is a phase at which that idea is just, see, you have the seed and it opens. And what's the first thing that happens when it opens? It goes down. The first root comes out and it goes down. Nothing above here, if you look at my knuckles as the top of the seed, nothing here is happening. The root goes down and first it puts down roots. Oh, you say, what do you mean? So if you were looking from above, you'd say, oh, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. But underneath that seed, it's actually putting down roots. And so that is how I always found nature gives us such a great example. The first stage, visibly nothing is happening. The roots are growing and starting. So that I call a private phase for the seed, which means you don't see anything going on. For your idea, you have an idea, oh, I'd like to put in a permaculture orchard or something. Well, like I did, there was a private phase. There were 4 years when I didn't say anything. You say, well, what? Because It's a time where you need to develop that first root. That root is so important. Have you ever had an idea and you just blurted it out? And somebody said, that's crazy, that won't work. And you go, yeah, I guess it won't, and you drop it. You had a great idea. That seed had all the potential to be realized, but you never gave it a private phase to build that root and to anchor the plant. And that is where everybody I've seen who has had ideas that didn't get realized, most all of the cases, they just did not take a private period to get roots settled in. You yourself have to be convinced. You have to know that, hey, this makes a lot of sense. This is a good idea. Or this will work. You have to build your confidence in that idea. Then, and only then, can you switch to the second phase of a seed. And a seed shows you how. What happens next? The second phase is a public phase, which means, oh, you've got some roots. They're established enough in a root so that now if you blew on that seed, it's not moving. If you try a first step to move it out, it's not going to come out just that easily. Think, yeah, it's sensitive, but it's already got some root. The sun comes out, it's not going to kill it right away. It's already got some root. Oh, the wind starts blowing, it's not going to blow the seed away. It's got some root. And then the second phase is taking a public period, which means now that you've got a root established, now you can expose your idea to the public. And you look at a seed, first the root, then the shoot. Not the shoot and then the root. No, the seeds show you the way. First the root, then the shoot. Every idea needs that. First the root, then the shoot. First the root, then the shoot. Never forget that for any idea you have. First private, then public. Because you see, once that first shoot comes out, the root's in and that first shoot is out. Oh, you see that. It's a visible thing. So remember that. There's those two phases. Now, so for me, that first phase, that private phase for the permaculture orchard lasted 4 years. You think, oh, I don't want to wait that. How long is your private phase? You know. Maybe it's a day. Maybe it's a week. Maybe it's 2 hours, depending on how well that idea already has good roots in you. Once you know that, look, it doesn't matter what somebody will say. Now it's different. Now you're not shaken out of that idea. Now you can have a public phase. Now you can talk about it. And I would caution, because just like that little plant, just because it has a root and it sends that first shoot, it's sensitive. That's the time to weed plants when you first see a shoot, because you could still pull it out. The roots aren't that strong. You could still pull it out. So be careful in that first public phase. I like to say, don't talk about it to just anybody. Be very selective who you share a new idea with. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. If you look at, here's Egyptian onions. You say, well, there's no root. Actually, they probably froze these because they were above ground. We've had some cold weather. But you see, here's an onion. It's got a little tiny roots going on, and they're not even in the ground. But already they've had some shoots coming out. But that's got a huge reserve, able to withstand a lot. The bigger the reserve in the seed, the more it can withstand disturbance. So, where was I? So be careful in that first public phase. Don't blabber to just anybody. Be selective and really discuss your first ideas with somebody that you respect, that they won't just shoot your idea down. Unfortunately, often, as well-meaning as parents can be, oftentimes they're not utterly supportive of crazy ideas. And that's okay. That's kind of parents' prerogative. If they've been very careful in how they raise you, they would be supportive of you no matter what, and actually nurture and encourage you to try new things. But on average, people are not that way anyway. So just think through your circle of family and friends and be considerate of who you would share that new crazy idea with. And then as your root and shoot, as your shoot gets growing stronger and stronger, and your root will be growing deeper and deeper, eventually, like for me now, honestly, I don't care what people think about the orchard. You can have any opinion you want, and I've seen quite a few of them, and that's okay, because they don't have the roots I have. They haven't seen or gone through what I've gone through with this place, and so it's okay. It's okay. Be considerate that people don't have your opinion, and be considerate that that people will look at you as crazy. That's all right. It's so important to treat ideas with the utmost respect, because to me, ideas are a gift. You see, when you get an idea, people often, especially artists, will say, oh, inspiration. Well, inspiration, you ever think of that word? What is inspiration? It means in the spirit. You say, well, what do you mean? Well, have you ever had an idea and you think, you think it came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, poof, I just got this idea. Well, that's because each idea is a gift. Yes, your preparation means a lot, and usually ideas are given to those who either are prepared already or will be prepared, because you think, well, I've had ideas where I think, what? But I'm used to getting ideas, and I then realize, okay, I take very good care of ideas, and I know that just because it seems absolutely crazy to me now, then it doesn't mean I won't grow into that idea. The soil, my soil, won't be prepared and ready for that idea, because different seeds have different dormancy periods. Means that seed can remain dormant in the soil, sometimes for years, sometimes for tens of years. Have you ever heard of dates in some jars in Israel? And they said, wow, we haven't had dates basically from trees in Israel for a long time. Anyway, those seeds can remain dormant for a long time. And the same for you. You could get an idea and not be ready for it. You may only be ready for it in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You think, that's crazy. Well, you don't know how long you have to incubate or how long you have to prepare the soil for that idea. So it's a gift, it's given to you. But you know what? I've seen that ideas are not given to one person alone. They are given because there will come a time where we'll need that idea to be implemented. And if you decide, no, I'm not going to do that after 10 years, well, somebody else has been given that idea and they will implement it. So take ideas for what they are: a gift, a seed, potential and take good care of them, because if you don't take good care of seeds, all of a sudden you will notice, or may not notice, but the flow of new seeds or the flow of new ideas will diminish and will dry up. Because why should nature put seeds upon you if you're not going to nourish them and let them flourish and provide a return down the road? So take good care of the ideas you get, even if it's just documenting them. And I have books full of ideas that I've had, because I've learned that unless I write them down, maybe video them, record them, whatever way you want to capture an idea. And sometimes it's just, you get an idea and you think, this is crazy. This makes no sense. Right now it makes no sense. And so I've seen over the years, write them down, treat them with respect, and you will see they will develop with time as your soil becomes prepared and open and ready to receive the seeds. Intrigued? Check out the virtual tour of the Permaculture Orchard. Have trees already? PRUNINGCOURSE.com. Subscribe, please. Check out some of the other videos or playlists. There's more to come. Stay tuned. Bye. Wow, that was a long one on an idea. Thanks for watching. See you next time.